And clench your cheeks, everybody. The Miami Dolphins are 2-0. Taking out the New England Patriots in their building on Sunday Night Football, and it was a doozy. I mean, it was a very, very uncomfortable second half, a very uncomfortable fourth quarter. The Miami Dolphins couldn't seem to put the nail in the coffin in any big way. Weird stuff happening there on the last drive. Mike Gesicki, I thought he was tackled, then all of a sudden was allowed to pitch to a fat guy. They called it a first down. And then all of a sudden, they go on review, and thankfully, they overturn the call, and the Miami Dolphins get to go home with a 24-17 win and start 2-0 on the season, sending New England to 0-2 and have sole possession of first place in the division. And there were a lot of feelings, a lot of back and forth in this game for sure. Miami went into halftime, sitting pretty, just couldn't have really asked for a better first half from Miami. Well-rounded, Tua was distributing the football, the run game was going. It was tremendous. I want to start here. I want to start with an apology to Raheem Mostert. I want to apologize to Raheem Mostert for a couple of things, really. I want to apologize to him for the Jonathan Taylor talk. I want to apologize to Raheem Mostert for the Dalvin Cook talk of others, because me never wanted him. I didn't want those guys. I had Raheem the Dream, baby. Going out there, he's so fast. He touches that football. Amazing. It was tremendous. Raheem Mostert today was 18 carries for 121 yards, 6.7 yards per carry, none bigger than that 43-yard touchdown run, which really sealed the deal for Miami. Things were getting a little bit dicey. The Patriots were starting to feel themselves a little bit. Tua, he underthrows Tyreek. A beautiful pickoff by the rookie, Christian Gonzalez. And it had just to that point already been a bad first half or second half for the Miami Dolphins. You had a huge play with the Patriots being able to block a field goal by Jason Sanders, and we'll get to that fat cat coming up a little bit later. But it just felt like the Dolphins were able to have a pretty good response anytime the Patriots got a little bit of momentum going. And so for Miami right now, they were able to get this one. This one came off the interception. Then the Patriots ended up going 3 and out. And it was a really, really great play for Raheem, because you have this Dolphins defense holding up. Huge play by Andrew Von Ginkel. Gets the sack on Mac Jones. And for AVG, this dude, first of all, beautiful hair. The most beautiful hair in the league. I don't care what they say about Trevor Lawrence. And he's just got he's got an FTF, dude. Nose for the football. It just seems like and he's in this position today where they go into this game. There's no Jalean Phillips. So the Miami Dolphins were essentially out of this game with their starting left tackle out. Although the O-line held up, I think, pretty good again. And their best pass rusher. Their best pass rusher was out. So for Von Ginkel to come in there and just wreak havoc like he did was really tremendous. And I don't know what Mike McDaniel's game balls are going to go to, but if I had to give them to two guys today, offense and defense, offense obviously goes to Raheem Mostert, and then defense, Andrew Von Ginkel. Dude was an absolute maniac today. He was a menace. And that sack basically sent the Patriots down on a spiral for 3 and out. Dolphins honestly got better field position after, people always talk about the arm punt. The Dolphins actually ended up in better field position after the Tua interception. And then, of course, you had the Raheem Mostert 43-yard touchdown run. Then, right after that, the Patriots had a huge response courtesy of Eli Apple, who decided, I am not going to cover Devontae Parker anymore. I'm going to get pass interference on every single play, and really trudged them down the entire field. So that didn't help it. Stevenson ended up getting a touchdown run, so they get in within a score. And then the Dolphins get themselves in position where they're giving the ball to Raheem Mostert. He's doing his thing. He's doing awesome. But Jalen Waddle ends up going up for a catch, and Judon had a nice holdup of him, but their guy, I forget his name, I think it was number 30, he ends up hitting Jalen Waddle helmet to helmet. They call it unnecessary roughness. Now, look, call that play. I always think that the defense gets in a tough spot for those because this stuff is moving fast. You're trying to, win this game within a score. That's a tough call. But to be fair, Jalen Waddle got really messed up from it. He ended up leaving the game with a concussion. The team officially ruled him out with like 2 minutes left in the game. So if that would have gone into overtime, he wouldn't have been available. So you hope for the best with Jalen Waddle. He was left in a pretty vulnerable spot. I just don't know what that receiver or what that DB can really do about it. That being said, they give it back to Mostert. Mostert gets a couple of nice runs right after that. All right, and then we got to get to the thing that was the most annoying thing from today's game. And it's gonna be a problem. The Dolphins have gotten away with this now 2 straight weeks, but this center quarterback exchange between Tua and Connor Williams needs to get friggin' fixed. Like yesterday. It is a problem what those guys have going on right now. I don't know what it is. I don't remember this being as big a problem last year, but these first couple, it was a problem in preseason. It was a problem in camp. I don't know why Connor Williams is taking such a step back with the accuracy of his snaps and why him and Tua can't get on the same page with these snaps on the, right under center. But it's a problem, man. And the Dolphins were absolutely starting to roll. Gave the ball to Mostert every single time. And you know how, like, last year, the big problem was the pre-snap penalties, and that was always killing drives? Well, now it's just the actual snaps that are killing. You just never know where it's going to pop up. It's like a prairie dog grenade, like, bad snap, ready to blow up your entire drive. And I actually was with Tyreek Hill on this decision. The Dolphins, were sitting there, probably would have been like 4th and 3 or something like that. I wanted them to go for it. I understand the idea of, hey, just go get the points. But I had 0.0 faith that fat cat Jason Sanders was going to make that kick. And lo and behold, I don't know if he was shook by old intangible schooler over there or what, because he got the sick block last time around. You cannot trust Jason Sanders outside of 50 yards anymore. You can't do it. It's not possible. He's not capable of hitting those anymore. He's just not that guy. He hasn't been that guy since he's been paid. And every Dolphin fan is scared for their friggin' life every single time this dude lines up for a kick that's over 50 yards. He can't hit him. He can't. He's not that guy anymore. And I know that Mike McDaniel's going to go out there and he's going to say something about, he's going to be there for us. He's going to win it for us. Whatever, dude. This guy cannot be trusted. And it was scary as hell. So there's 2 things in this game. There's 3 things in this game that I really come away with super concerned about for the Dolphins that I don't want to make the big headline, because the bigger headline here is the Miami Dolphins are mother leaping 2-0, and the Patriots and Sully and Murph and all their fans, all their chatterheads can go upset. We didn't get the calls today. We didn't have anything go our way. You wouldn't let a fat guy get an extra half yard. Which, is what you're going to hear. Everybody's going to be like, oh, how can you have that guy? How could you call that back? I don't know. Cameras? Call me crazy. You can't call that back. Why not? I'm just curious. Because he's fat? He gets to, what is this? This is elementary school. We get to grade his spelling bee on a curve because he writes his R backwards and it's adorable. I don't understand what the idea here is. He didn't make the first down marker, and that's that. And second of all, Mike Gesicki, that dude was held up anyway. Probably should have blown the whistle dead there to begin with. That being said, look, heady play by Gesicki. He almost had his ultimate revenge against the Dolphins. But, I cannot stress this enough. The Patriots can go straight to hell for anybody who wants to cry about it. Like, boo-hoo. You spent, 2 decades spying on teams and taking their plays. Like, you guys cheated against the 2-win Bengals and had your security guard and had your scout. Oh, no. I could delete it. Damage is done, my friend. So that's the bigger thing here. The bigger thing is the Dolphins are 2-0, but there are, man, Eli Apple, nervous, dude. I am nervous about having this guy out on the field anymore. He was, just get it. It wasn't even that he was getting roasted by Devontae Parker. He whiffed on like 4 plays just on tackles, just whiffed. And he does this thing. And to be fair, my guy Leroy Horde, he despises Eli Apple and like had no interest in this guy being on the Dolphins. Dolphins are in a tough spot. Jalen Ramsey's hurt. Not going to get him back until like at best case November. They have a second round pick behind him. It's not great, but they were picking on him, and Devontae Parker was shaking him out of his shoes. Wasn't even close, and it was annoying. So that's numero uno. Eli Apple, big concern there. Number 2, Fat Cat Sanders. This is like a carryover from last year. Nobody trusts that guy to make a big kick. It's really, really bothersome. It's really worrisome that he's that this is a thing. And yeah, the snap exchange thing is just like it's gonna cost them a game. It's going to cost them a game if this can't get fixed. I don't know what fixes this. I don't know if Tua and Connor Williams need to go to an escape room. I don't know if they need to go on a retreat together. I don't know what is going to be the thing that is the elixir for this, but you're ruining scoring drives with the dumbest stuff possible. So, fix it, dude. Just fix it. That's all. Just go in there and fix it. I don't care how it's done. It doesn't seem like it should be that hard. The QB to center exchange, massage his tush to get fresh towels. I don't know if Connor Williams has got a sweaty butt. I don't know what's going on with your hands. I don't know what it is. Connor Williams, start hitting like target practice with your snaps, dude. Like blindfold yourself and start trying to take out a tower of bottles between your legs. Whatever the hell it's got to do, but it's enough already. It's enough already. That being said, do have one guy who did come up big today that I do want to give a shout out to because I called him out on the pregame show today, Game Done Censored, and he was really good. He had 2 huge plays. One was his forced fumble that he had in the first half, and that was Bradley Chubb. Dolphins had a couple of monster turnovers in this one. And Bradley Chubb knocking that ball loose was absolutely huge, and set the Dolphins up for their first touchdown run. You had a huge play to Jalen Waddle, and then he broke loose, and then Raheem Mostert, 2 plays later, he had a touchdown run, so put the Dolphins up 10-0. The first half was great. Honestly, the Dolphins, the thing that is concerning was the second half, but only because and look, you got to give credit to Bill Belichick. He is a rat bastard, and he sold his soul to the devil, most likely. But he is a coach who is a genius. This is what they say, and he usually makes good adjustments in the second half, and they seem to, because now part of it was the Dolphins couldn't get out of their own way, also. But man, they played so much better in the second half of this game than the Dolphins did. And the Dolphins are lucky that they got out of there. They are lucky because the first half they were like talking about the interview that they had with him, and Bill sounded like super flummoxed by a lot of this stuff. Really did. But from that, like, the tone was set like right out of the bat, 3-0 for the Dolphins. The Dolphins had a masterful drive to end the first half, because you get this huge play. You get the Dolphins, 1:49 left. And Tua gets a couple of really good plays to Savon Ahmed. And then Tua probably has what's easily his best drive of the game. Got some great plays to River Craycraft, Durham Smythe, and this throws this absolute beaut to Braxton Berrios, which ends up in a weird scenario because the first he's called out of bounds. Then they go 10-second runoff. So it was a weird scenario where the Dolphins had to go up to the line and wait for the ball to be exactly snapped because it goes from 25 seconds to 15 seconds. And Tua just throws a dart right to Tyreek Hill. And the Dolphins go up 17-3 at half. Mike McDaniel, who's a rascal, he does his halftime interview, and then he runs away from the Sunday Night Football cameras. So, yeah, you were sitting real pretty in the first half of this game. But look, this was a game where there was certainly a lot of stuff to clean up. But Patriots, the one thing I would say is that they never had that full play that they were able to ever truly take momentum back from the Dolphins. They were swimming upstream because of where they were, and the defense played much better today. Much better today. I mean, you give up 17 points. Mac Jones, puts up 232 yards. I had to throw it over 40 times to get there with a touchdown. Great pick by Xavier Howard today, so he gets on the board for the first time this season. You go from giving up 200-plus yards on the ground last week to 88 this week. And, part of that was like a Mac Jones broke loose for this one run. That was the one I was probably screaming at my TV the most. And then they ended up tacking on some extra penalty yards. But, they showed up. The defense showed up in a big way. And I think what Mike McDaniel, I don't know what his post locker room speech is going to be like. But last week it was kind of almost like demeaning at the defense, but said like there's going to be a moment where you guys show up too. And I think this was that game because the offense was far from clean. This was far from clean like they were the last week, where it felt like every time the Dolphins touched the football, they were going to find themselves putting up points. That didn't feel this way at all in the second half of this game. And the defense stepped up in a big way. They either would come with a big turnover or a big sack. Just something to kind of keep the Patriots on it. Really the only drive that they had where it kind of came easy for them was courtesy of Eli Apple giving them all of the plays. To give him like he almost gave him like a fast pass down to the end zone. But ultimately, with all this stuff to clean up, 2-0. Tua, he improves to 5-0 against Bill Belichick. I don't believe that's ever been done in Bill Belichick's coaching career, that a quarterback has won his first 5 starts against him. For Tua, it's always like a thing. I thought Tua had, probably like a B game, a B game. I think that like he was doing it, but going into halftime, it was an A. But that pick, kill him. And I think he's, I don't know what responsibility he bears in these fumble exchanges, but he's the quarterback, and he's got to get this right, because this has been a thing now for months with Connor Williams, and they have to figure that out. They have to, especially the stuff under center. Raheem Mostert bailed them out of a situation where it almost got over to his head. That's on Connor Williams, and Raheem Mostert bailed them out, but they got to get that fixed. But just an awesome game for Raheem Mostert. And yeah, for a guy who did have to hear, all jokes aside, jackasses like me, and all types of shows and media talking about, the Dolphins, they could use this upgrade, 31-year-old running back Raheem Mostert, dude ran like a beast today, had the biggest play of the game, and it's a monster. 121, 2 touchdowns on 18 carries. He was an absolute demon. A demon out there, dude. So, well done, and congrats to Bill Belichick. You had your enjoy your you kept Tyreek Hill in check for 5 catches for 40 yards and a touchdown award. Put it up with your trophies, dude. I hope you enjoy that, and I hope all the Sully and Murphs enjoy that too. But I mean this in the kindest way possible. Boston and go to hell.